send 2 first texts in a row as a girl. So after the first date, I was going to say the girl texts you first. All right, that's number 1. And then the conversation fizzles out. Can she text you again for the first time, or is it safe to assume he's not that into you?
I have a rule about this for guys. I don't think it directly applies to women. So take it with a grain of salt. But I think that you send the first text, you can't send another text, but there's other things that you can do potentially. So like you send a text, you get no response or something, then maybe you can like send a meme or something.
Or like an Instagram DM.
Right. Or but not like hey, just following up, making sure you have the same number. Like there's ways to do it. I think with the way that in my mind it works, it's like if you call someone, they don't answer, you text. If they don't respond to that, then like it becomes a more difficult thing to approach. So I think there's like a tiered system to it. But if you're like, hey, I had a really good time with you tonight, would love to see you again, it's hard to send another text after that, whether direct or indirect. Because if you're like, hey, so like just following up, that sucks. Or if you're like, oh my God, I just saw a puppy and I remember our conversation and thought of you, that's obvious what you're doing. So to me, I'm sorry for like beating around the bush.
No.
But I think long story short, you should try to avoid it.
Because if you text him first once, then he'll text you if he wants to, right? That's kind of a good way to know.
And there's no way in hell he didn't see it. You just went on the date with this fucking guy. He should be looking anyway to text you to begin with. There's no scenario where he misses the text and that's why it falls through. Sometimes less is more.
What if it's a Monday, you start the first convo? And like
I started it?
as a girl,
Okay.
She starts the first convo fizzles out that night. Like he's
Okay.
like, I'm going to bed.
Oh.
Can she text him again on Wednesday if she hasn't heard from him?
Definitely.
Oh.
I thought you
Okay.
meant I thought you meant first contact after the date.
No, I'm both. But
Okay.
Can she send 2 first texts in a row to start the convos?
So, okay, boom, 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 back and forth, right? Great. Awesome. Nothing Tuesday. Wednesday, I think you can definitely send the first text again. To me, I'm not taking note of who texted first unless it becomes this like long overarching trend.
Yeah, do you guys think of that?
No. Only if like it happens every single time for a long period of time. But at that point, you'd be dating, so it wouldn't even matter. You know what I mean?
True.
So to me, it doesn't necessarily bother me, especially because there's somewhere to pick up where you've left off if you've had a whole conversation.
He was thinking no reply.
Right.
Like ignored.
Yeah, like exactly. If you text and are ignored, I don't necessarily recommend sending another one. Better to just like cut your losses or make them wonder, what, she's not? You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't want to be doing that, but like it's inevitable to not take into account some of that stuff. It's not like playing games. It just like is what it is. You know what I mean? We are humans. We are all flawed. And like sometimes little tricks help.
What if the first conversation fizzles out and you're the last one to respond?
Okay. But hey, that was really funny. Oh my God, can you believe that guy fell? I think he was drunk. LOL. Oh my God, I know. Yeah, like totally, definitely drunk. End of conversation. Yes, you can still send the next text.
Okay.
So maybe just in a situation where you're reaching out to see them again, like after the first date.
Yeah, like that to me is a much more cut and dry situation.
Okay.
Like, but I do think that the sending of the meme is a little bit of a hack. It's like a slightly less formal or intense way of making communication.
Are you texting this meme?
You're memeing the meme. No, you're creating a meme. No, you're sending it like on Instagram or something.
Okay, so you're DMing them. You're going to a different app. Like you're not on.
You're not texting anymore.
Okay, I like that.
Maybe throw in a FaceTime if it's a few weeks.
Like their story.
Like their story's good if they put one
Yes.
up. If they don't give you a story, I mean, then it's really tough.
Agreed, tough. But then I think, you can send the meme. I think establishing Instagram stuff is good to be like, oh my God, like on the date. Not that you should be thinking this in depth, but it would help you if you were like, I need to send you this. What's your Instagram? You don't necessarily have to follow them. You send them a meme. You've established contact. So then sending another one isn't weird.
That's true. Okay, it's not like the first one right out of the gates. That's smart. It's a nice little hack.
Potentially, but avoid it if you can. And if you've had a combo with the person, I think it's okay to establish first contact.
So when you started dating your girlfriend, when did she start reaching out to you first?
I was like very much like I said before, like peacocking, like trying to. So like I had no problem constantly bothering her. Asked her to be my girlfriend prematurely. She laughed at me. And like, I think I don't think she was being mean. She was just like, uncomfortable and thought it was funny and like told her friend. Her friend was like, be nice.
Be nicer.
I said, I love you way prematurely. Like I was ripping it. Like I was ready to rock. So that dynamic didn't affect us because nothing was going to stop me. And like that kind of thing.
As a girl, do you think, when is it okay to start making the first contact? Do you think?
Ooh, I like that question.
Okay, that's good. Once you've established some sort of familiarity and consistency. So like if you're talking semi-regularly, you can do it. If you've hung out a couple of times, you can do it. If it's like super duper new is the only time where I would say like tread with caution.
Let him do it.
Let him do it. If it's like first contact after the date, to me, that's like definitely a scenario where I would wait for the guy to text first. But after that, it becomes way more of a gray area. So I think that, is that answered properly?
That's exactly right.
No, that was perfect.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. And I feel like as every person understands when that familiarity kicks in. When you're like, yeah, it's probably okay for me to reach out.
And you kind of got him a little bit, like we're flowing. And at that point, I feel like it's almost nice to let the guy know. Like he's let you know plenty of times, okay, he's into you. Now you give him a little nudge back of like, oh my God, I had so much fun tonight.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's fun. I like that kind of like puppy dynamic where like I'm being rewarded with a little treat every once in a while for being an extremely good boy.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think throwing in a FaceTime is the perfect recipe.